So you want to share screen or you want me to go into what you sent me on WhatsApp?
Whatever you say, I can share.
Okay. So front side shelves, corner fold, 36, 38, good. Um, Side one, okay. Front side, right, back, left side. Okay. Okay, good. Next. Wow. That's strong. Stabilizer one, stabilizer two, stabilizer three. Okay, good. Product shelf. 1, 2, 3. Shelf edge label quantity 8. Let's see. Up, down. Label should be attached to the front edge of the ledge. Right, or printed on the ledge. But okay, that's fine. We give them an option in the text. Okay.
Edge of the shelf. I just noticed my mistake. I wrote edge of the edge.
At the bottom, label should be attached to the front edge of the edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Front edge of the ledge. Put an L in there. Okay. Let's say stabilizing platforms and shelves. Okay, but you can change that in a PDF or you can go back and redo it. Okay, but show me the next one because this is all good so far. Okay. And they'll have a template to follow. But okay. Is this template accurate?
What do you mean?
The top of the thing that looks like Bart Simpson's head
Oh, yes.
from the
That was a good explanation. It is accurate on site where, yes, but when I made exploded view, I a little bit had to play.
okay. um, right. But they'll get a template, so they'll have to match it from the template. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So this is all of them.
Yes.
So I'd say a couple of things. Okay, besides obviously correcting that one thing. Um, do not ever use a serif font when you're doing work for me.
No, it's okay.
Okay, we only use sans serif fonts because they're easier to read and they're bolder. They make better impact. We're not doing a book here. We're not doing a
Can we
magazine.
just look here?
Well, you don't have to. You can do them either universally, okay, in terms of what font you want to use. And I don't use Helvetica or Arial. I'm not crazy about, our fonts are Gil Sans.
This one. right? I think right last time you told me this one.
No, but that's only because that's a Trump Tower font.
Okay.
That's a logo font. So
What should I?
you should use either Calibri
Okay,
or right there. Calibri is,
but not bold ones.
yeah, well, headers should be bold if you can.
Okay.
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 So that should be bold. And then correct your ledge before you forget it. The edge of the shelf. Okay.
Okay, I will change all of them to this font.
Okay. It's not necessary. You don't have to. But in the
Mm-hmm.
future, okay,
Oh,
just remember that it stands out better. It's easy to read. Okay. All right. So I say go with this. But let me tell you something else. We have to do a version of the tower that, remember, I told you we have to do a half tower.
mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Like to show what's inside.
No. We have to actually produce the graphics and the design for a half tower.
How from uh like section view?
No, 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 no. This is complete right now.
Yeah.
So you can turn this into a PDF and you can send it.
Yeah.
Okay. The half tower is the same concept, but it's a smaller tower that has half the product.
Oh yes, I think now I remember.
Okay. And the thing is that this is a 10-foot tower. What we're going to do next is a 6-foot tower.
Okay.
And the way that we're going to do it is by removing 4 shelves and reducing the base and the top
Mm-hmm.
to 20 to 18 inches.
20.
Sorry. You have shelving, it's 72. We're going to go with 1/2 of the shelving. So that's 36, right?
Okay.
So there's only
Yeah.
four shelves now.
Yeah.
And the base and the top, we're going to go from 24 inches to 18 inches.
18 inches. Okay.
Everything else is exactly the same.
Okay.
Now, what's the reason why we're doing this?
Mm,
There's 2 reasons, actually.
so this is gonna be like smaller version and it will have less amount of products,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be, for example, this one big tower can be placed in one place, but if it's smaller and it's two, you can place it in two different.
Well, okay. You're on the right track with both of your answers. Okay. The thing is that one, some places, right, might not want the larger quantity, so they wouldn't order it because it's too expensive for them to
Mm-hmm.
invest in upfront.
Yeah.
By having half quantity, that makes it more affordable to more places.
Mm-hmm.
2, a 10-foot tower may be too tall for some of the environments that we're going into because they might only have 10-foot ceilings in a commercial place.
Yeah.
Okay. So for that, you really need a more open air place. Yes, we want it to be impressive. Okay. But also, we want them to pick it up if if they don't have the room. So by creating a 6-foot tower, we know that they have the room.
Mm-hmm.
The ceiling height and everything else, because there are people who are walking around who are 6 feet.
Yeah.
And also, if you check some of the requirements for some of the stores, they have limitations possibly on how tall.
Mm-hmm.
They might make exceptions, right? But the majority of their displays are smaller.
Okay.
Like if you go into a drugstore, right, you don't see huge displays like this normally.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's the secondary. You can do that one, but
Mm-hmm.
it would be better if I want to get through the other designs first for the other matryoshka.
Okay.
So if you want, why don't you take a switch from this? Um, and you can go into, go back into the doing the matryoshka.
Okay.
And then we can meet tomorrow and go through all of them that you've done, and we can select the ones that we're going to use.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You might want to see how this works out. Let's say we have a matryoshka that we want, but of course they've only given us one side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you get the AI to go ahead and do the other side? And can you get to do it so that it's a flat image that can be wrapped around a matryoshka doll?
Mm-hmm.
You see, for every image we have to have both sides of it.
Okay. But
And
yeah,
go ahead.
the backside should be like back of the doll, right? Like maybe
But you
clo-
see, you mean the clothing on the back of the doll, which is the way that they're traditionally done.
Yeah.
But we also have the flexibility of adding other types of images that we want. So in
Yeah.
other words, they can be, yes, it can be the back of the doll, yes. But we still have to go ahead and show what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, there are some dolls that are double-sided with two different people. You know that, right?
Yes.
And also two different types of businesses, Trump and,
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know like which comes next to which.
you mean which one they are?
Yes, like two-sided ones.
The ones that say verse, VS.
Hmm.
If you look at the tower,
But mm,
go ahead.
yeah, but I think I only have names. But I should check the PDF. Maybe it
Let
says.
me see the name. Let me see the names, because the thing is that in the title it will say so, and it will say,
Wait, does it give me two names next to each other? I'm not sure that I find it.
let's see. And you can always put those things in a spreadsheet so that you have them available.
I have these names.
Okay, so this is what I gave you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so go down, keep going down. Okay, you got to get out of this list because it's a different list.
Yes, this
Whoa,
one.
whoa. Okay. Anti-Trump okay. Trump players. Okay, keep going down. Okay, wait. The women of Trump. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, so you don't have actually the latest list. You have the one that gives you some idea of what to do. Um, Hold on just one second. Okay, so let me go and get the real list. Um, let's see. Okay, so that's that. And then we're over the actual lists. Okay, here. Okay, this is the actual list. So let me put this into your WhatsApp and then put this into a spreadsheet so you can track which ones you've done, which ones have been approved. Okay. So like if you look at the the second grouping, okay, it says the Trump players.
Uh-huh.
You see, there's two names: Steve Bannon versus Nancy Pelosi. Top, you went right by it. Second list.
Okay, okay, okay. Ah, yes, I see now.
So you see where it says verse?
Yes, yes, yes,
That
yes.
means like right two sides. So the
And
beautiful
this one
versus
as well.
troublesome. So it's got Donald Trump versus. Hey, and I just had a really good idea. Okay, a really good idea. So where you have the verse, okay, you see where it has only Donald Trump at the top of all those that say verse. You see?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I want you to put in a VS after it after each one of those Trumps and put Donald Trump again.
Here.
Yep. So you put in Donald Trump versus Donald Trump, the women of Trump, Donald Trump versus Donald Trump. And what it means is that on the initial dial that's Trump, you have one way where he's influential, right? So he's looking, very professional. And then you've got another way where he's very confrontational. So he's very aggressive, right? And hard looking
Okay.
features. So in other words, for every one like that, you're going to have the Trump, you're going to have the AI do two images that we're going to select. Okay. So the beautiful versus the troublesome. So you can even have Trump looking more beautiful with the AI and then more troublesome, right? He's looking more like, one of the other women that might be troublesome. Okay. Let's see. Successes versus failures. So, right, you have Trump, right? Success. Maybe he's wearing a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Failure, right? He's going to be in a baggy, ratty suit. Okay.
Okay.
Looking depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so does that help?
Yes.
Okay,
But it doesn't have to be that way in the rest, for example, where it's only
right.
one side does. And also another question appeared
So
in
like
my
Trump
mind.
and Superman, you can have him with the cape in the back.
With what?
Superman, he's wearing a cape.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Another question, for example, where I have two different people like this,
Yeah,
should their outfits be matching, like colors or things, or it can be totally different two
completely
sides?
different.
Okay.
Because one's a judge and the other's a politician, businessman.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you can have them completely dressed differently.
Okay.
And then halfway around, they're going to meet. So it's abruptly going to join, right? Even though their clothes are different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're joined at the seam at the 180-degree mark.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Text me when you want and I'll review.
Yeah. And so after tomorrow, I'm gonna leave.
Okay. Are you
But I
bring
just,
are
huh?
are you going to be completely out of commission or you're not going to be able to just do a lot of hours?
I think I will not be able to do a lot of hours. I don't know.
Play it by ear. Okay. In other words, right? Keep in touch with me. And
Yeah.
if you've got 20 minutes, right, and you can do if we haven't finished the people yet, okay, let's work on the people because
Okay.
the tower and stuff like that, you know how to do that now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So um okay. So we'll go from there. Okay, we'll do what we can do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I will see you later.
Okay, bye.
Okay.